Nicole isn't just an angel, she's Koitar, the first angel, the goddess of the Dawnstar, whose forbidden love created the Seelie curse. In Columbina, she's not a survivor, she's a replacement moon goddess, born from the frost moon's corpse. When the false sky falls, she might surpass every Archon. Let me prove it. Today's video is going to drop a ton of lore, so if you're not caught up on the major plot points of Genshin, Honkai Impact's 3rd, and Honkai Star Rail, then I would suggest maybe skipping this one. We'll cover a lot of speculation and try to connect the dots across these games through the imaginary tree. So buckle up and let's get started. Here's what we know from Luna 2 and the finale of the Deep Galleries artifact set. Koitar was the first angel who fell in love with Seutervoinen, a cosmic voyager. Their forbidden love broke Celestia's law. The punishment? Her memories were wiped, her form destroyed, and she became the first Seelie. Before we prove Nicole and Columbina's identities, we need to understand what happened to the three moons, because their fates created a blood curse that connects Arlecchino, Rerir, and everything happening in Nod-Krai right now. Long before the Archon War, the Dragon King Nibelung created three moons. Some speculate that they were orbital weapon platforms against the heavenly principles. Each moon was ruled by a goddess, Arya, Sonnet, and Canon. The three sisters took turns riding their silver chariots across the sky, switching places to keep the world from falling into ruin. Then came the Forbidden Union. The three moon goddesses witnessed something that broke the heavenly principles' law. Koitar, the first angel, married Seutervoinen, a traveler from beyond Tibet. 30 days later, catastrophe struck during the funerary year. When Nibelung's war of vengeance reached its peak, all three moons were destroyed. The eternal moon, Arya, fell first and shattered completely, throwing heaven and earth into chaos. Some of her fragments became the celestial nails that were later dropped on civilizations like Dragonspine. The iridescent moon was also shattered, but her fragments didn't just scatter, they fell deep underground into Khaenri'ah, and the dying goddess of the iridescent moon, desperate to survive, fused her soul with the abyss itself. She became the Crimson Moon, not a true moon anymore, but a corrupted fusion of divine power and abyssal corruption that shone in the underground sky of ancient Khaenri'ah. The Crimson Moon dynasty was founded around worshipping the corrupted moon. They used it as their conduit to the abyss, drawing power from its reflection. This power manifested in their royal bloodline as Bale Moon Bloodfire, black flames that were literally the iridescent moon's divine power fused with the abyssal corruption. Arlecchino is the last surviving descendant of the Crimson Moon royal bloodline. The black flames in her veins, the corruption creeping up her arm, that's the iridescent moon's power and the abyss fighting for control of her soul. If the corruption ever reaches her heart, she'll lose herself completely. But the Crimson Dynasty fell when the Eclipse Dynasty overthrew them. The new king, called the Vinster King, also known as King Ermin, sent assassins to systematically hunt down every remaining Crimson Moon bloodline descendant. Adults, children, it didn't matter. The goal was total extinction. The assassin's name was Rerir, the Rerir of Solnari, Moon Hunter, in the old tongue. He was an officer who justified each kill as serving his king. Rerir also had a fiancé named Tholindis. He'd proposed to her but hadn't gotten an answer. Here's a twist. Tholindis was secretly a descendant of the Crimson Moon dynasty herself. When he checked his next target file, he discovered the truth. His next assignment was going to be to execute the woman he loved. Rerir refused. When his friend Vedrfolnir, the prophet, warned him this wouldn't end well, Rerir ignored him. By the time he found Tholindis, she'd already learned the truth about his work. She'd opened a portal using the moon's power, a moon gate, and threw herself through it, telling him that their life together would have to wait. Rerir followed her through that portal, and the dimensional forces tore his body into countless fragments that scattered across Nod-Krai. Those fragments became the Wild Hunt. His consciousness survived because of the abyssal power he'd stolen as one of the 5 sinners, but he's been trapped as a fragmented phantom ever since, obsessively hunting for moon marrow to restore his body. So here's why all this matters. While the eternal moon was destroyed and the iridescent moon was corrupted, the frost moon's corpse remained beyond the false sky. And from that corpse, during the cataclysm 500 years ago, Columbina was born as the new moon goddess. Nicole and Columbina represent two halves of divine rebellion, one who fell and rose again, one who's waiting to ascend. Let me show you the evidence everyone's been missing. Number 1, the guide title. Koitar's title is Hymns of the Far North, O Generous Maiden and Bright Morning Star. Nicole's title from Alice is The Guide Who Will Never Get Lost. Both guide through prophecy and truth. Both appear only when the world needs direction. This isn't coincidence, it's continuity. Number 2, the Dawnstar symbolism. Koitar derives from the Finnish koi, meaning dawn. She's the bright morning star. Nicole in the Nod-Krai teaser has golden wings. Not white like Columbina, but golden like dawn. The color coding is deliberate. Colombina is a silver moon. Nicole is the golden dawn. You can even see this being represented by the sigils in-game. Number 3, Skirk's dialogue. Skirk says Nicole witnessed the self-destruction of her species and became human. Let me explain why the Seelies happened. In the very beginning, there were angels, and these angels had to love all humans equally. They were forbidden to love anybody individually. However, Koitar did fall in love, and in that union, their whole race was punished. According to records of Julian, they withered into husks of their former selves. Who could witness the entire species transform into Seelies? Not just any angel, maybe the first angel, the one whose curse triggered it all, the one who might have received punishment in more extreme ways, much like the Conrians also received punishment in different scales of hierarchy, some becoming hilly churls while others were cursed with immortality. 4 is the memory match. Koitar's punishment was that their memories were completely wiped. Nicole's behavior, poor handwriting from a lack of practice, not speaking directly, only through minds and objects, fragmented memories of her past, and describing herself as suffocated by her inability to speak might not just be trauma. This is someone who lost everything: form, voice, memories, love, and spent millennia as a Seelie, slowly regaining consciousness until she could take human form again. 5. Wolfie's animal allegory. Wolfie describes Madame Mage as friends. Those who surrendered their muscles became rabbits, instinctively guiding people to treasure. That's exactly what Seelie do. This confirms a Hexenzirkel member went through the angel, Seelie, back to human transformation. Nicole is the first candidate who might fit this role. The Frost Moon's corpse, Koitar, was destroyed but remains in orbit. The Pale Flame set confirms the corpse of the Frost Moon still glows. Colombina was born 500 years ago during the Cataclysm. Not before, not after. During the event when the abyss surged and reality broke. Her powers prove it. Luna 2 shows us that she creates flowers that glow with her emotions. She manipulates life and death, reviving flora. Her power fluctuates with the moon's position. She's sealed, deliberately limited. The Tsaritsa issued the Pale Star Edict specifically about Colombina because she knows unsealed Colombina is unstoppable. When the false sky falls and the frost moon becomes accessible, Colombina might transform into what she was always meant to be. Now stick with me, because we're going to compare this to Honkai Impact's parallels and the Rerir of Rebirth. In Honkai Impact 3rd, the Rerir of Rebirth embodies duality, creation and destruction split into positive and negative energy. Sound familiar? Nod-Krai explicitly shows us this. The positive-negative energy split, flowers responding to emotions, themes of rebirth and renewal. Colombina manipulates life itself through emotional resonance, just like the Rerir. If the XP parallel holds, Colombina isn't just powerful. She's a reality warper whose full awakening could reshape Tibet's natural laws. Nod-Krai is where 3 of the most powerful factions converge. The Hexenzirkel is here to guide from the shadows, to restore angels, perhaps breaking their curses. The Fatui is here to weaponize the moon power against Celestia, and the Abyss and their sinners is here to breach dimensional barriers. All 3 need Nod-Krai because it's saturated with Kovaki, the moon power. False Sky is thinnest here. Frost Moon's corpse is closest, and the moon's reflection, a dimensional prison, is accessible. This is ground zero for the False Sky's fall. Nicole is Koitar, the first rebel who broke heaven and never stopped guiding us toward truth. Colombina is the Frost Moon reborn, a goddess waiting for her seal to break. If Seutervoinen, who Skirk is after, is found and reunited with Nicole, it may prove that love can transcend even divine curses. If Columbina ascends, It may prove Celestia's monopoly on divinity is fragile. Of course, this is all speculation, but here are the missing pieces that could change everything. We still don't know who Koitar truly became, or the identity of Seutervoinen. Could Nicole and Child actually be one of their descendants? This might explain why Child is connected to the narwhal that Skirk mentioned is not of this world. The false sky is already cracking. We just gotta wait and see where the light's gonna break through. Drop your theories below. Do you think I'm right about Nicole and Columbina? Where do you think Seutervoinen's consciousness is hiding? The endgame has begun. The dawn is coming.